and pushing, and then by the time you hit level 4, like that thing will still have like a 9-second cooldown, and you suddenly do a shit ton of damage. So you can just
Right.
go hard on him. Like Vlad's a really easy matchup.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like that early game. Like most of
Yeah,
the people that like provide too much harass, I noticed that. I think I just need to play more aggressive in my minions because,
yeah,
like I said, he will throw a Q and an auto attack on me and back off to drop the minion aggro, but that actually makes his lane push
yeah, and that
for
makes it
doing that.
really hard for him. Like, essentially, if he Q autos you, like if you just stay in the minions, like he has to like either A, continue to keep autoing you, or B, start trying to deal with these minions that are now getting really low health.
Right.
So he has to make that choice whether he wants to farm or harass, and then, well, because yes, you take a lot of burst damage, like in the like a lot, quote unquote, for level 1. You take a lot of burst damage right off the bat. Like he Q autos you, and that's like 100 damage that you take right there. And you're like 120, and you're like, oh
Right.
god. And you start backing off. But you have to realize he's got nothing left in the tank after that for
Right.
a
And then it's
long
just
amount of
like,
time, and then you just keep pressuring him. So he has like, because now it's like, do I keep autoing him and drawing minion aggro to me and get behind in levels, or do I get these last hits and let him farm for? It's like then you force him to make a decision in that point.
right.
Because Vlad's early game is laughably weak,
Hmm.
so you got to abuse
All
that.
right.
So once starts hitting like level 7, then his Qs will be like 4-second cooldown, and you're like, ooh, okay. He starts getting some CDR under
That's
his
yeah.
belt, then you're like, alright, let's reevaluate this when it comes to trading. But like early on, like level 1, yeah, just auto minions.
Okay.
Use a flask pop,
I'll do exactly that.
or even like, yeah, use your Q to harass him afterwards too. Like,
Usually, yeah. Usually, if he kicks himself over the bush, I'll actually just jump to him, take the minion aggro, and just drop it in the bush immediately.
yeah,
And I might take one set of caster minion damage, but
yeah. Here,
I'll usually try and embed him around.
give me 1 sec. Let me find this for you before we
Okay.
part ways here. There's the video. Okay, so this I'll link it to you over League.
Okay.
This is this Twitch VOD here. I don't know if these cooperate for you or not, but
They should.
yeah. If you go to like 12, 30, 13 minutes, this is a game I play as Irelia with weird. You only have oh, and you have 66 AD. You're running 921, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
No.
that's really weird because I have
That was
73.
masteries. I was on 21.9.
Yeah, that's really you got 66 AD.
So
Oh, because you aren't starting with the Doran's Blade. That's why. Okay. Yeah.
oh, okay, okay.
Against like some range I know like okay, so I remember this game. Anyway, so around 12:30 13 minutes, this is a game I play against Victor Top. I originally thought I was going up against Zed, so I opted to start with the Doran's Blade just to kind of outtrade him early on.
Okay.
But you can kind of see how I abuse like the starting Blade Surge, and then like you'll notice a lot of things that you do too. You'll see them, but and that's not where I'm really here to kind of get you to watch. I'm kind of here to get you to watch like how you should play out the early game. Because when you get
Yeah,
traded
yeah.
on, you tend to just back off right away, even though that's not really something you need to
Right.
do. Because like I'm watching at like 14:20, like Victor Q autos me, and the difference between you and me there is that you would back off and start letting him push. I wait for the shield to drop and I dash on him.
Okay, let me see this.
14, like
14.
to go to like 14:10 or whatever. That's where it'll like start. That's where the laning phase
Okay.
starts.
The biggest difference here as well that would prevent me from doing this is obviously just in that typical playstyle itself.
hmm
You are making sure to keep autoing the minions, so the minion wave is not actually essentially large.
Yeah. The thing is though,
Your
the
like,
melees.
if you notice in the matchups that we played, I was not attacking the minions, and I was
Yeah, but
playing really passive in a lot of our matchups, and so your minion wave was huge, and I knew if I went in to do something
Yeah.
like that,
But
I
at
would
level
lose
1,
the trade.
if you go in on a ranged champion like that, the melees will not aggro you. Because the champion has to be within their like range essentially in order for them to aggro. So like even if he had been there at
Okay.
level 1 and I had just done that after he did his Q, I would have only taken caster minion aggro.
It's still 10 a tick.
It's 10 a tick, but
So
look
it's
look how
30.
much damage I did to him.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty true.
Yeah, like I Q auto, like did and just chunked him. So like now he has to start burning potions, and he has to
Yeah.
start playing passive. Like yeah, he harasses me. I still just keep hitting minions because you know
Right. I think the biggest thing for me is like energy champions really mess me up because I'm really bad at managing mana for
yeah
farming and CSing and keeping that
yeah
together. So that's one thing I do need to
yeah
work
just
on is just
in ranged matchups, you definitely have to keep like ranged like AP matchups and stuff like that, or even in range AD, you have to just keep track of the enemy cooldowns. Like you have to know, like all
yeah,
right,
yeah.
Victor used his
For most part, I
Q.
do too.
That's like a 10-second cooldown, so that's 10 seconds. He's not gonna be able to do that again, and so you can just
All right.
keep like safely farming at that point. And then I hit level 2, I dash on that minion, and then hit level 2, stun him or dash onto him, slow him, and kind of force him out there. I burned both
What
of
would
his.
you
Oh,
what would you say to someone like if I was facing myself right now? What would you say to the person that's being aggressive in a term of he's not letting me give it opportunities for trade at all? He's really playing passive, and it's really hard to like keep him off.
out
So
farm and
he's able
roam.
to just use just out farm and roam.
Yeah, like if they're playing so
Yeah.
passively that you can't aggress onto them, just go to like push up, start let them farming under tower like they want to, and just go to a different lane and start creating pressure there.
Okay.
Like
Because I usually don't take teleport, so that's
yeah,
another thing.
yeah,
But I could probably get a mid gank off or something if they're not having warded.
yeah, exactly. Or like just apply pressure, like maybe force their like walk in if it is warded and force their flash. You know,
Yeah.
it's like I see right there, and then I also see that the minion wave is gonna like push towards me, so I just go back and buy another Doran's Blade because like once I see that the minion wave is gonna be pushing, I don't have the health or mana to be staying in lane like that, so I just go B.
Mhm.
And like you
Okay.
can, like if you have any questions about why, like you can watch that. It's like only 20 minute. It's like a 21-minute game because I like go off that game. I think I ended like 11-1-3 and something like that.
Mhm.
So you can, if you have any questions about like why I did what I did, because I know I also max Q that game second instead of E, and there's a reasoning behind that. Um, but like if you have any questions, you can like feel free to just like jot it down and ask me later.
I assume you max Q because your equilibrium strike's gonna get canceled out by his stun circle.
No,
You just want to get the burst damage on the Q. What was the reasoning?
the reasoning is that I noticed that they had a lot of mobility on their team, and like, well,
Ah,
so you have
nice.
like Victor who has his W, which is the slow field. You have Thresh who can get anybody out. Zed, Shadows, Graves, Dash, and I forget who
Oh,
else.
okay, so you're just looking at cooldowns then.
Yeah, and like I'm looking at that, and then I also wanted the burst damage because I know that they're all squishy. Like Victor doesn't build tank, Zed doesn't build
Right.
tanky, Thresh gets a little tanky but still doesn't build pure tank. Graves, passive but still not tanky. So I know that they're all not tanky. So that burst damage you get from the Q also helps with things like it helps with mobility just because you have the lower cooldown. But once you get level 5 with the Triforce, and I also go Bork after that, I can one-shot melee minions the same way I do
Uh-huh.
casters. So I can use that as an added extra thing of mobility, and I don't need a Triforce proc with to one-shot a caster minion. I can just WQ without a Triforce proc and one-shot them. So that helps
Right.
with the mobility there. Also gives like a 4 or 5 second cooldown on Blade Surge, as opposed to like the 12-second cooldown at rank 1. So that's why I did that. And it just
All
kind of
right.
helps snowball that lead. Like if you start snowballing, really, like, the more damage will really start help you snowballing that harder.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you can feel free to watch that whenever you have the time and just kind of see how I take that lead against him and start applying the pressure on the map. Because like I do have Ignite there, but I still do like end up roaming and going to different lanes and stuff. So yeah,
I just wanted to inform you. I've received a game invite from a friend of yours,
which one?
Cha Kong Veng,
No, that's the level 6. That was
our level 6 friend from yesterday.
yeah. I got one too.
Oh my. Come up for say I. It's a little out of my league. I need to work on my basics before I do anything like go up for say
Them bots.
I. So, all right. Well, thank you. This has been another very productive and helpful session. I do enjoy this back and forth.
Yeah.
I'll have to schedule some more in the future.
It also helps me
As
out
well.
with like different things. So I'm definitely not down or not against. Let's use English here properly.
Yeah,
Not
that's
against
the first thing. I'm not against using English either.
Yeah, this is
Believe it or not.
okay. I get a lot of help from this, but yeah, good games today. You were able to
Yeah.
not feed, which is like the big one when you're in an uncomfortable situation. Like that's what I tell
Oh, that's
everybody.
the
I'm like,
most.
I don't know what to
Yeah.
do in this situation. Well, don't feed.
Yeah, just don't engage. Yeah, just don't fight then.
Yeah,
Just sit in the
exactly.
back, lose your CS, and wait for your jungler to come if he's coming. And if he's not coming, then you cry to yourself and just realize you're not going to win
And
later
realize
now.
that this isn't your game to carry.
It's gonna be
just
okay.
just let your team carry and don't make sure they have a giant wall of whatever the fuck you're going up against to get through in the
Yeah.
process. So, yeah,
Um,
that was really
a
good.
lot of the times too, it is platinum as well. So
Hmm.
a lot of the laners will go, 1-5 or something too,
That happens here
and
too.
it's a little bit harder to handle. I think I would be okay with it more if people were just making honest mistakes.
Yeah, but
But
that's just like I can
a lot
kill
of it you
him.
can really tell is just like they really just don't know.
Yeah, they really just want to like
So,
kill him. And then it's like
yeah,
you're like 3 levels down, like 20, like you're down like 40 CS, and it's like I can kill him. He's
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Killing
So
spree. Yeah,
I would have had him if only this didn't happen.
yeah.
If
If
Blitzcrank didn't
if
show up
only
on
I
the
had
game.
more damage, I would have killed him.
If only. Ah,
You
I
only
knew I
killed me
shouldn't have
because I
bought that
ran out
extra
of health.
potion. Stupid ignite. That's always a common one. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna let you get to your break here. I've exceeded 15 minutes of your time. So,
Perfectly fine. I've got
all
practice
right.
tonight too, so it's just like whatever.
Yeah. Also, are you still streaming live right now?
Yes, I can take that down.
Could I have you burn that
Yes,
off? Yeah, just for a
that's
minute, just so
fine.
we can talk.
All right,
All right.
so I will just stream. I'll be back in like 45 minutes with another lesson. So that's when I'll be back. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching. All right, we're done. All right, no, we're not done. We're not done.